Good morning. I'm Lacey Shippey on the Rural Radio Network, and it's time to take a look at our midday livestock trade with livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted. And Kyle, we're looking at a lower day here in the cattle complex so far. What are you making of today's market?
Well, it looks to me like there's a little bit more profit taking, coming off this $10 rally that we recently had here, this April contract. We kind of failed yesterday at that 240 mark. 239.95 was that area that we just kind of backed it up from here, and I didn't really like that rejection of that 240 mark. We got as high as 239.05 here today, and we're sitting back at 237.27. Now, not quite, almost a $3 range here in these April live cattle. Focusing on April, but next week it's going to be June. The April starts the Goldman roll here today, getting out of the April contracts and moving out there to those deferred issues. Now, the April versus June spread, though, that is gaining about 47 to 50 cents here right now. It's at 372, had a low of 317, and so you'd typically see that spread, the April losing ground in June, but it's actually gaining here today. So it's not uncommon to see that happen the first couple of days of the roll, and then people really get taken on here, and then you see that spread do some more moving. What we are seeing moving out in the country, though, is the live cattle. We did see some cash bids here and some trade here. We started bidding at 378 here this morning. Then we jumped to 380 and 381, did get the trading here in Nebraska. We also did see 240 get started here as far as in the north, and we did see 240 and 241 get traded here as well. Now, we did also see 242 get traded here on the Fed Cattle Exchange here in Kansas, but that's pretty quiet as far as the southern trade goes as far as the live cattle. Now, on the feeder cattle, that feeder index is going to come in at 367.31, down $1.29, with a daily average jumping up to 372.48 on 7,310 head. That daily number is $2.87 lower than last week, but it's still higher than a lot of the numbers we've seen here this week.
Thank you, Kyle. That is livestock market analyst Kyle Bumsted here on the Rural Radio Network.
Nebraska Veterans Aid is here for veterans and dependents facing unforeseen financial emergencies. Get assistance with food, fuel, shelter, clothing, transportation, and even funeral and medical expenses. If you're a veteran facing a financial emergency, apply for Nebraska Veterans Aid. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/NVA. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Channel, we always show up for our farmers. Is that tar spot or rust?
Incoming!
Definitely rust.
Rick, how did you? Dropping in to check on your crop, Bill. Let's call your agronomist before that rust can hurt your yield.
That sounds great. But when did you learn to skydive?
Self-taught, Bill. Kind of a prodigy.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Visit channel.com to learn more. Channel, all in, all season. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network for a check of your markets. Grain trade continues its climb today, spurred on by higher crude. April crude is up more than $8 here mid-session, and the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz has impacted roughly 20% of the world's oil and much of the fertilizer shipments from that region. Corn futures are up about a nickel, retreating just a few cents from this morning's highs. Soybeans are up over 18 cents with support from product markets, which are still red hot on the heels of crude. And wheat futures are leading the gains still, with geopolitical uncertainty the underlying cause. Even with plenty of world supplies out there, export business through damaged ports and expanding drought conditions here domestically are giving plenty of support, along with rising crude oil prices there in the wheat complex. And we do have an updated WASDE report coming Tuesday, but so far the estimates don't seem to be too far off the January numbers. March corn is up 5.5 at 4.47. May up 5.5 at 4.58 3/4. March soybeans up 18.5 at 11.82 1/4. May up 18 at 11.97 1/4. May Chicago wheat up 24.5 at 6.08 1/4. July up 23 3/4 at 6.16 3/4. May Kansas City wheat is up 21 at 6.13 3/4. July up 20 1/4 at 6.25 3/4. May soybean meal up 6.30 at 3.15.60. May bean oil up 56 at 66.26. April live cattle are down $1.97 at 236.55. June down 237 at 232.90. March feeders are down 3.80 at 358.80. April down 4.55 at 354.45. April lean hogs up 1/4 at 95.92. That's a check of your markets here on the Rural Radio Network.